Let's turn our attention to California now and the stabbing deaths of Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele. You're looking live at a courthouse in Los Angeles. The couple's son, Nick Reiner, made a brief court appearance last hour. The 32-year-old was arrested hours after the bodies of his parents were discovered on Sunday. Reiner was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder yesterday. Journalist Steve Futterman joins us live from outside the courthouse in Los Angeles. So, Steve, take us through what happened in court and what's ahead.
Well, Andrew, it was a very brief hearing. It was supposed to be an arraignment where Nick Reiner would be formally told of the charges against him, those 2 first-degree murder charges with special circumstances. He might have also been told the possible penalties, and he might have entered a plea, but we never even got that far. As he entered the courtroom, we were able to see Nick Reiner. He was in shackles. He was basically sitting down, and he had what they call a suicide vest on. So he was not really visible to that many people in the courtroom. But he was in the courtroom, and he heard his attorney ask that this arraignment be continued until January 7th. The only time we heard Nick Reiner speak is when the judge asked him, "Do you waive your right to a speedy arraignment?" And Nick Reiner said that he did. Now, after the hearing, Alan Jackson, the attorney for Nick Reiner, the chief attorney, came down and he spoke briefly to reporters. Take a listen.
This is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family. We all recognize that. We ask that during this process you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward, not with a rush to judgment, not with jumping to conclusions, but with restraint and with dignity and with the respect that this system and this process deserves and that the family deserves.
So we are going to be back here right now on January 7th. That's when the new arraignment date is right now. We expect the same procedure to happen. He will be in court at that time. We do expect him to be told the charges. We do expect him possibly to enter a plea. For the moment, he will remain in a downtown jail. No bail in this case right now because of the seriousness of the case.
And Steve, this is a high-profile case. What else do we know about the defense team and its possible strategy moving forward?
Well, Alan Jackson is a highly respected attorney. I have covered him for years. He used to be a prosecutor, and he had a very high-profile case as a prosecutor. He was the chief prosecutor in the Phil Spector murder trial. You may recall that a number of years ago. Since he became a defense attorney, he's had a number of high-profile clients, including Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey. He is highly respected. He is a very, very competent attorney, and he's a sought-after attorney. He's, like I said, he's had great success both as a prosecutor and as a defense attorney. As far as possible defenses, he's not saying any of this right now, but talking to legal experts here in the Southern California area, one possible scenario that they are thinking that Alan Jackson might use is to ask for a diminished capacity defense, to ask for basically an insanity defense, where you basically claim that when the murders took place, that Nick Reiner was basically not in sound mind, did not have the mental capacity to understand what he was doing. It can be a very difficult defense to present, but that is one possibility right now. Again, he has not said that to us, but trying to look at possible defenses. Of course, there can always be a plea bargain where perhaps Nick Reiner would plead guilty and then make sure that he doesn't have the death penalty imposed. I will point out one thing. Late today, we've had a statement from the 2 surviving children of Rob and Michele Reiner. Jake, who many of us know because he was a reporter here in Southern California, and Romy, in their statement, they asked that people temper speculation. Obviously, there's lots of talk about what Nick Reiner did in the hours before the killings. They want all that speculation, as they said, tempered. So that's where we stand right now, Andrew. We'll be back here on January 7th. That's when we expect Nick Reiner to be back in court.
Steve, thank you. That's journalist Steve Futterman live in Los Angeles.